Everyone, and welcome back to the True Vine Connection channel. My name is Kim and I'm glad that you are here with me on today. Today we are going to, and let me just say this, I hope all is well with every one of you. On today we are going to paint in some of the paper clay items that we made. I made some other shapes before, and we painted these in, and I made some other items with the paper clay. I just wanted to come on and paint some of those in. The first one I'm going to do, and you guys didn't see these, I made a pineapple, and I used this silicone pineapple ice tray. It was $1 at Rite Aid, but I got it on clearance. I think I paid 10 cents for it. So those do work. And this is made just from tissue, water, and glue, and cornstarch. So it's pretty solid. And this one is made from tissue, water, glue, and drywall joint compound. So let's get going here. Get me some paint. I think I'm going to let me do this pineapple first. Let's get us a tray out, and let's shake up us some yellow paint. Won't need that much. And we need some green. Ooh, this is real liquidy. You'll need a really tiny bit of that. And I think I'm going to put some gold on here as well. So let's do the pineapple first. And so let's do these fronds up here. Now, obviously, oops, you can take a file or something and kind of make the green portion a little more defined and look a little better. I didn't choose to do that. Once I popped it out the mold, I could have. And now let's clean our brush and do the yellow portion. Just using this baby wipe and some water to clean the brush. And go into this yellow. And the yellow makes the detail, the line details pop out. So once it's dry, I can go back and redo the line details, go over the line details, probably with, I think I'll use some green and gold. And I'm going to paint the back side of this and let it dry as well. But we're going to let this top side dry first. Hands will get a little messy, but that's okay. All right, let's get this over somewhere to dry. Okay, so now that we have the pineapple drying, this is a bead that I made, and I'm gonna tell you, when you make your bead, put a hole through it. Obviously, you're going to put a hole through it while it's still wet, but leave the whatever you use, and I use this little metal rod that came from an old hanger. Leave that in there until it's basically dry. And I would probably use a toothpick or something that is not that heavy, so that the hole doesn't collapse, because this is going to be kind of wet. But anyway, we're going to use it to help hold our bead while we paint it. Let me see something here. Okay, and I think I'm going to do this one green and gold. So let's put a little bit of green, and I have gold right here. I have to shake these up. Anyway, my brush. School started on today, and praying for all our babies as they go back to school. The Lord will dispatch his angels to protect them and protect all of our children from all hurt, harm, and danger. And our teachers and our parents and those who are entrusted, we're just asking God to just protect them as they go back to school, and protect them from all childhood diseases. Give them to be able to retain their lessons and just to have a good, prosperous school year. Alrighty. This was quick. This paint that I'm using, it dries really fast. This is just some acrylic paint. And I'm going to paint the hole in just a little bit as well. So it dries pretty good. Okay. And as I put the paint on, you can see where I put these little dots in. Those are the places where I'm going to add some gold. And you can use these beads. I just made it for an example, but you can use these beads because they're nice and hard. You can use these beads to make key rings, or maybe even if you wanted to, you can make some jewelry with them and use them in other projects. Found me another little spot here where I need some more paint. So, and paint probably will soak in kind of fast, so you might want to put a couple of coats, because we do know that this is made from paper. Paper is very porous, so if you want to have a good coat on there. Alrighty, we're going to put this one to the side and let it dry. Okay, so this one we have, this is a flower, and put a hole through there so you can put a ribbon or a rope or cord or something through there. And then I have these letters here, and these are some initials for someone. So I made this for someone specific. Okay, let's put, we're gonna do purple. Oops, that's a lot. And we're going to use, make sure y'all can see this. And I'm going to use this one. And you can use, if I can get it out of here, you can use nail polish if, that's something that you want to use on there. I remember when I was growing up, I used to use That didn't quite get in there, but okay. Excuse me. Me and my sisters would use nail polish, and we would paint rocks, and we were little, and we would go sell them in our neighborhood to some of the neighbors, and they they would be pretty nice. I mean, they some neighbors would even ask us to paint rocks for them, and they would buy them from us. Now, they may have been just being nice to us, but yeah, like little smooth river stones, things like that. Okay, so I'm gonna do my background in the lighter purple. Yep. And I'm going to paint the back of this as well in a lighter purple, but we just want to, and we'll get the detail in later. Yep. So I think about that sometimes. Little arts and craft things that we used to do when we were children become popular again as adults. We know we like to play with clay, and I remember me and my sisters, we had the dirt on the side of our house. It went from just regular black topsoil to some different types. Sandy, some places it was sandy. We had places where it was muddy, and we would, make different things out of mud. Call ourselves making pottery. I know, like in the South, like South Carolina, places in South Carolina, I don't know that it's all of South Carolina, but a lot of places in South Carolina have the red mud. And I remember us playing even in that, what they call it, red clay. And making things, and if you mix it right, it'll hold, it'll harden, and it will hold together. So a lot of different things that we done now that we're adults. And I'm gonna say this too. I like doing different types of crafts and things, and now a lot of the manufacturers and different companies realize that crafting and doing a lot of different things, especially like paper crafts and things like that. So they have all kinds of products. Everybody's gotten on the crafting bandwagon, and I'm not mad at anyone by making money from that. But a lot of things are more fun when you can do it like this, where you just do it the old school way. Using things that you already have around the house, not really spending a lot of money. To me, I think it makes it fun when you can use some creativity to come up with stuff. Now some things, you just might need to just cut through to the chase on, but some things not so much. Okay, so now we've painted that in. Okay. Okay, so I did some other painting on to the other pieces on that other piece with the flower on it. I'll bring it back and we'll add the little fine details, but I was looking at how long this video was getting, and I know you guys don't want to be here all day watching me do this. I am going to use the end of a placker flosser. It's new. To do some of the detail. I'm going to use gold, and I'll just show you how I'm going to put some of those details in. I'm not going to have you sit here and watch me do all of that. When I get finished, I will come back with it, but I just want to show you. Try to go in some of these creases. And maybe you might have a toothpick or something else that can, I'm sure even like a string could go in and make these details, but I think you get the picture with that one. And I will get that finished and then I'll bring it back to you. Now what I'm just going to set this over here to the side for a second. Now with this one I was going to actually add gold as well, and you can see you can just put it right down into the holes and let that dry. And I only put holes on one side, so on the other side I'll do some other type of, I'm saying holes, but some little divots that I put in here. But you guys get the idea. Okay. I'm going to go finish these up, let them dry, and then we'll come back and we'll do our finishing touches. And we'll do some work on the bigger piece that I made. All right. Okay, so here we've finished painting all of our pieces. This is the pineapple, and I put the gold on there, and I've attached a magnet to the back of that so it can become a refrigerator magnet or whatever. This one can put a magnet on the back of as well, or use it for a tag or some type of embellishment. I went through with the teal on the leaves, added some metallic silver acrylic paint, and here's the green one, and I've added some gold to it. Okay, hands a little messy, but over here I have our Gorilla Wood glue. I'm going to use that and put it over our pieces and let those dry. It's going to put a nice shiny hard finish on them and seal this. You know, we got paper in this because it's paper clay. So there's that one. Let that one dry, and we'll go over this. And you want to make sure that your pieces are dry so that it won't move your, this glue won't move your paint. And I was just thinking, I said, you know, I was talking to some people not too long ago, and they were talking about our children, young people not having a lot of creativity, that all they do is, you know, play a lot of games and not really, and they went on to talk about all the things that, you know, crafts and things they learn how to do. And I told them, I said, well, you can't be upset with these young people because it's the time that they are living in. And if there's crafts and things just like our parents or whomever taught us, we have to pass that on to our young people. A lot of these things are not available in school like some of us may have had access to when we were in school. But if you have some different things that you want your children or grandchildren, nieces and nephews, or other children that you come into contact with to learn, you have to teach them. They're not going to learn them on their own. And we can't be upset with them and say, well, you know, they don't know how to do anything. All they do is mess with computers and games and all of that. Well, we learn what was the technology of our time, or not. Or, you know, we did what was available, and that's what these young people are doing. I know my son, you know, he's could probably tell you, I wanted him to learn how to do certain things, arts and crafts, and how to take care of himself, you know, washing, cooking, cleaning, ironing. And I taught him all of those things. A lot of stuff I know he wasn't necessarily interested in learning. Didn't matter to me. I was going to teach him anyway. He survived it. He's teaching his children. And, you know, I took him to art museum, and I did crafts and things with him and my nieces and nephews, because that's something I wanted to expose them to. So you can't wait around. Time goes by so fast. You don't want to miss out on it. And a lot of times, you know, say like, oh my goodness, you know, sometimes it is a little rough. Sometimes maybe they don't really want to know. But it's just more than just teaching them that art or craft. You have to make it fun for them. But it's also spending quality time with them. So they might not be in love with it now, but later on they will appreciate it. And you'll find that they will, just like you, they will use some of these things. We can't, you know, we can't complain that they don't know it if we don't teach it. You know, so you have to think about that. And if it's on your heart, if it's an issue for you, either you're going to be a part of the problem or you're going to be part of the solution. So being part of the solution is to teach what you know. Okay, pass it on. And teach them, you know, like we talked about earlier, not to just rely on already being manufactured for them. Teach them how to use some creativity and come up with some different things that are our own as well. Okay, so we are finished with that. We're going to let that dry, and it should come out really nice and shiny like I showed you on these pieces that we did before. I have some other ones that I've done. I've also made this, and I made this out of a paper mache clay. I'm calling it paper mache clay, paper clay, and a tissue roll. And we'll make some of these on a different video. Okay, we are going to let this go for today. I had a lot of fun doing this. I hope that you guys will do this. Check out on YouTube how to make paper clay. There are so many different recipes. You find the one that works for you. And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a big thumbs up. And also, please consider subscribing. I will, if you subscribe and then you say down in the comments, I'm connected, I will find your comment and your name, put your name on one of these leaves and add you to our True Vine Connection family tree. Again, I really enjoyed this and got some more videos coming up, and just pray that our children have a very blessed and successful school year, and that the Lord will cover all of them. Alrighty, until next time, bye-bye. Stay blessed, stay safe, but most of all, stay connected to the True Vine. Bye now.